Happy birthday to you.
Who?
Yoppie birthday
Ooh.
to you.
Whom?
Yoppie birthday, dear Broderick.
My birthday was yesterday.
Yoppie birthday to you. I did the harmony. Some listener did the what's the non-harm melody? I guess.
I mean, it can still be a harmony, just different.
Shut up! It's your birthday yesterday.
It is my birthday yesterday.
Happy yesterday.
Maybe Yoppie birthday is the day after. Like people say belated birthday. No, it's Yoppie birthday now. Yoppie birthday to you.
Are you in the triple digits now? Are you officially 100 years old?
I was in the triple digits. Did you forget?
Yeah, I don't know you. If any listener remembers in like episode 3 or something where you got mad at me for you knew my birthday but I didn't know yours, and in that moment I put it in my phone and set a reminder, and then it never went off yesterday, and you were too busy doing all your birthday shit, and I didn't get to. I completely forgot to wish you happy birthday. Like when I say you're busy, you didn't have the time or make the time to be like, Jamie, what the fuck? Why didn't you wish me happy birthday like you should have?
I wouldn't though. Like even if that was like, I mean, I was busy enough yesterday that I didn't really make the time to like check my phone. Other than like, oh, I have these plans with these people later on. I should reach out, but I mean, I really didn't care. Like, it was cool to see messages from people who like happen to know my birthday because I keep that pretty well hidden, except for on this podcast, I guess. Well, March 15th. Mark your calendars.
Well, okay. I was going to say they don't know exactly what day we record this. You could have left it off. I'm not editing that out though. Yesterday I did text you a TikTok link, and then I texted you about me coming there this weekend, and then when you didn't answer that, I texted you Mac in all caps, and then hours and hours later at almost 2 a.m. Holy fuck, I forgot to wish you happy birthday. It's even in my phone calendar. What the fuck, phone? How did you not notify me? I hope you did fun things. Fuck! And et cetera, like 6 other messages like that. Yeah.
I liked the I saw your Instagram stories. It looks like you had a really good birthday.
Yeah, I see now on your Instagram story that you did do fun things, and that's great. I'm very happy for you, but god damn it, I had this whole thing figured out to make sure I didn't forget because I felt bad months ago when I didn't know it, and I swear I know it. Fuck. I will bring you a present of some kind this weekend, I guess. But you said it was fine, and I didn't need to bring you a present, but you're wrong.
Oh.
I thought about. I did have to go on some errands today. I thought about taking my fidget spinner and shoving it into the pet engraver. But I think they would have kicked me out. It's not a good idea.
Very likely.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. This is Jump on the Bat-Wagon, where we watch through the entire DC animated universe from start to finish in the controversial
airdate order.
To experience the shows the way human beings experience them.
Experience them in the far gone days of the 1990s.
He's got it. I was like, I assume this is lining up for you, so I'm just gonna let you finish. I'm gonna let you finish, but Taylor Swift is the greatest. Brian here has never seen any of the DCAU besides what we've watched so far for this podcast. All 29. This is episode 30.
Hey,
woo!
Dirty 30.
Hey, that's how old I am. I'm 70 years younger than you. That was horrible math. I'm so bad at math. Maddie, leave me alone. We were at some restaurant, and Maddie calculated the tip in like an instant, and their fiance was like, how did you do that? And Maddie's just, you just do this, like just explained it in this horribly complicated sounding way that made sense in their brain. And I'm just like, sure, yeah, okay, you just do that. So it's never
really
gonna happen
easy
for me. Yeah, shut up.
Do you want to learn, Jamie? Do you want to learn?
Well, no, not right now.
I think you do.
Not here on the pod. Should we teach the audience how to calculate tips? Okay, this is a useful skill.
So
Show
give me
hang on
price.
a second. We need some.
Yes.
I'll leave
just
it
a little
low.
Background math music.
Yeah. So how do you do it?
Okay.
First,
so
you get up on the Hydra's back. I'm gonna stop that. Calculate 15%. Calculate 15%. That's what he shouts at you in Kingdom Hearts.
Yes. No. Yes.
Oh.
So the basic idea is like the 15%, 10%, like, as someone who worked a long time in food service, like just go straight for 20%.
Okay.
So
that does sound easier.
Say someone's got like, a $15 meal.
But 20% is just dividing it by 5, right?
I mean, you could. The way that I do it is because I'm really terrible at math as well, but this is like the thing that works for me is like if it's $15, your 10% is $1.50. 20% is doubling that, $3.
I wasn't really listening when you explained it, so I don't know.
So $18, 10% of $18 is $1.80.
Yes.
Double that because 20% tip is $3.60.
Oh, okay.
And then if you want to be extra cool, round it up to an even number like 4. Take care. Tip your servers, y'all.
Yeah. Okay. That does make sense. I'll completely forget that the next time I need to do that.
Just call me the next time you're out.
Brian, help! I forgot. And the waiter's standing right there.
How do I tip? Is it just $1 for everything? All the time?
No matter what. I did used to just put $5 no matter what it was because this was when I was like 17 and I just had no idea what to do. I'm like, fuck, I know you're supposed to do something. Here's $5. Oh yeah. Or I'd just leave whatever cash was in my wallet because I never cared. Yeah.
$45 tip.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I always carried exactly $45.
Yeah. For when you needed to tip someone, obviously.
Today's episode is Tyger. Last episode, you guessed this would be the return of Red Claw and tigers of hers instead of...
She got a tiger upgrade.
Yeah. I also realized when you were like, she had tigers, right? And I'm like, no, she had mountain lions. She didn't even have that. There just happened to be a mountain lion in the episode.
Oh, really? I thought she had, like, sitting next to her throne.
No, I think we're conflating alligators.
Maybe.
I am the Red Claw. Yes, I am. Yes, I have my tigers.
The sewer claw?
Sewer claw.
The
Red King. That's Vladimir Putin. Do I edit that out?
Maybe.
We recommend that you watch Tyger before listening to this podcast episode to get the full experience out of our discussion.
The way humans did in the far gone days of the 1990s.
Yeah, when they listened to Jump on the Bat-Wagon back then.
Yes.
Yeah. This was the 41st episode produced and the 30th to air.
Okay.
This is maybe our biggest spread in the opposite direction so far.
Yeah.
And
it'd be interesting to see what they did with Red Claw's character after so many episodes.
After 1 and 7 or whatever it was. Yeah. I guess it's produced. I don't fucking remember. Anyway, this aired Friday, October 30th, 1992.
Ooh,
Old Hallows Eve. We did not skip any days for the first time in a while. 4:30 p.m. on Fox Adults.
Yeah.
The teleplay is by Sherry Wilkerson. I think that's a new one. Stories by Michael Reeves and Randy Rogel. Randy Rogel was the Two-Face Part 1. I think maybe Part 2 also. Writer. Okay. Directed by Frank Powell, as always, for some reason lately. Music by Todd Hayen and animation by Dong Yang with layout by Spectrum.
The Cowboy Bebop people?
No, that's Sunrise.
Damn it.
I know. I haven't had the Cowboy Bebop people for quite a while. It's almost as if they're like, these guys are too good. Get them out of here. But keep fucking ACOM as long as possible.
We just really want this to have an ACOM vibe. So,
the Back to the Future, like, yo, cousin ACOM, you know that new animation you're looking for? Well, watch this.
Holds phone to Sunrise.
Except they did a horrible job in interpreting it after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's watch Tyger, shall we?
Jamie, let's watch Tyger.
Okay.
We shall. Vi skal.
What does that mean?
We shall.
In
Haldea.
Japanese?
Hi.
Oh, whoa.
The Dark don't take kindly to uninvited guests.
Garth, bring him downstairs.
Well, that's one way to do it.
That will be all, Garth.
Doc, are you sure you'll be all...
Yes, yes. Leave us. Now. Servants nowadays.
Where's Selina Kyle?
Temper, temper, Batman. You shall see your Catwoman as you've never seen her before.
Selina.
Papyrus.
It's Papyrus, baby.
Like I got to the title card before you and paused to wait, and then so that we could sync up the episode watching. And then here I was like, "Oh, you can't! You're gonna laugh when you see the title card."
And instead, I went on a maniacal rage and I blew up my mad scientist
Entire
father's lab.
castle, yeah.
Castle lab.
Yeah, there's just like a rickety bridge and a castle. That he's like, "Yeah, I'll live here. I'll do. This is good."
Also, the only thing it seems to eat there, we're getting ahead of ourselves, is the dude's inventions. That's kind of sick. That's like eating your siblings.
Oh yeah, yeah. He just like makes food out of catbirds.
Yeah.
For Tigress. What happens in Twyger?
Tiger.
Twyger.
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 What is Twyger?
Twyger is to cat.
It's
woman.
T''Iger. Tiger. My lady.
Okay.
Manili Striker. Tiger.
What happened? Mm-hmm. Okay, setting the scene. I'm real tired. Is
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad. Is it gonna be a bad episode because I'm tired and you're tired?
It's always a bad episode.
Oh.
We can if we start if it's bad in the past, that's our that's our you know what I'm saying. We're pirates.
Our
Papyrus.
forte.
No, that's our like benchmark that we only have to pass that much if we're doing a bet.
Oh, okay.
Fucking explain the episode, Brian.
No, I kind of
God damn it.
Sit here and let you flounder a few
No.
more hours. Ooh, skill points. Okay. Selina Kyle
listener.
finds herself at the zoo after hours for some reason.
She wants to visit the tiger.
Tiger.
No, normal
Twyger.
tiger. Normal tiger.
Oh, okay. She wants to visit a normal tiger, and ape man with a trank gun shoots her in the neck. Mm-hmm. Fast forward, Bruce Wayne finds out, and like Batman's up and decides to go fight. Wait, how did he fight? I'm forgetting something.
He went to Man-Bat.
Oh, that's right. He found he found a blowgun thing. Went to Man-Bat. And found out that it's this bad guy Dorian Gray probably.
Right. I applauded for Man-Bat, and then you were just confused.
Yeah,
because you forgot how at the end of On Leather Wings that Batman like hears him, and you're
good
did you just,
reason. By the way,
because it's such a bad episode.
It's been it's been closer to a year than not.
That's very true. What did you think happened at the end of that? Like, why were you confused? Were you assuming he was still Man-Bat or something, or he died?
I couldn't recall at all what happened to Man-Bat, but I was like, he turned into a dude. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
And
I'm glad they at least in this episode said like, oh, it's very similar to the shit that turned you into Man-Bat. Like they just dropped that like expository reminder that that's who that is, because otherwise it's like, obviously, I know who this is, but you probably would have been, who the fuck's this doctor? Yeah. Like, I kind of recognize him slightly, but why, I don't remember. But you still didn't remember, so it's okay.
Which, I don't know. I don't think it's that surprising. I think other people would be in the same boat as me, but...
Well, it makes me interested to see, like...
Dirty 30.
When I'm already there. It makes me interested to see like when we get into heavier like continuity type of stuff. Like Batman is the show with the least amount of connectivity between episodes, the least serialized of any of these.
Okay,
so it'll be interesting to see when we get into like, it's the return of this guy. Remember last time this happened? And to see if you like remember what happened or whatever.
I mean, I didn't know who Selina Kyle was.
Yeah.
At first I was like, there's some like public injustice going on. It's poison ivy. And then I'm
she
like,
walks
she
out of
has
the
red
bushes
hair.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, she walks out of plants. Is it poison ivy? No, she had red hair. Wait, she was in the Red Claw episode, right? Selena Kyle. And I'm like, yep, Brian's got it completely. And then when she gets turned into a cat, you're like, oh, because she was Catwoman. Like, yes, Brian.
Look, I'm playing Simple Bri today.
Never go full Catwoman.
Do you want me to like try to finish the synopsis?
Yeah, sure. They're on the island of Dr. Moreau, and
They're on the Isle of Dr. Dorian Gray.
Yeah.
And boy, there's Dorian is doing all sorts of experiments, turning people and non-people into animal people. And he's like made Selena Kyle all catsy woman. She's like an actual cat woman.
Yeah.
Like woman cat. She's woman cat, the woman cat.
Oh, woman-cat.
Yes. Batman shows up to try to like stop the evil doing. He and Tigress, the pinnacle of all whatever,
Yeah.
is there to stop him, and they have some battles, and then Batman like wins over Tigress with his good morals, and they defeat.
Like, you're right. My dad does suck.
Yeah, he like leaned into his teen angst.
Yeah. Yeah. What he said at one point, I caught Dr. Dorian said that he had been like, 20 years of wasted work or something like that. So I guess that's the age of Tigress, but I also don't, it could be that he started the research that long ago, but then was just like, Tigress is only like 2 or something. We don't know.
It's
We
hard
don't get
to say.
know. Yeah. Yeah. Because he's created completely from scratch, he says. Like, I made life. I just made a thing. A big wolf cat monster.
He just started with some carbon. He got some pixie dust.
Yeah.
And just
Slap that on in there.
slapped them with a fart sound together.
Yeah.
Good science.
Did Man Batman, Kirk Langstrom, did he say in this episode about like having worked with Emil Dorian before or something like that? I feel like he name dropped him or something.
Maybe.
That's a whole like timeline linchpin thing for when this episode might happen.
Okay.
Is like Emil Dorian and Kirk Langstrom overlapping science. But
Okay.
I can't remember if it's this episode or later. But if it's not this episode, then sorry, whoops. But anyway, I think it was this.
I feel like that was I feel like I synoped as hard as I could at the moment. Do you want to read the TV Guide official synopsis?
That I do. It says, Kalina Sile is kidnapped and taken to an offshore island by Dr. Emil Dorian, a genetic engineer with a fondness for cats. He has created a man-cat hybrid named Tigress. This is man-cat in the description.
Man-bat, man-cat.
Man-cat. And wishes to provide him with a mate. He injects Selena with a serum that makes her a cat woman in body as well as in name. Batman learns of this and comes to the island to rescue Selena. He is captured and forced into a deadly game of cat and mouse, or cat and bat. Tigress, as the Catman, hunts Batman through the island's jungles. With Selena's help, Batman manages to convince Tigress. I'm only halfway through this. Batman manages to convince Tigress that Dorian, whom Tigress reveres as his father, is wrong to experiment with people's lives. Tigress attacks Dorian to free Selena and causes an explosion which destroys the laboratory. Batman and Selena escape, and Tigress rescues Dorian. He asks Batman to take Dorian back to justice and gives Selena the antidote for her mutation, though what she wants most is for her to stay with him. What he wants most is for her to stay with him. Batman and Selena leave, taking Dorian with them, and Tigress remains in lonely exile. The end.
Well, he's exile, I guess, but like he also stood on a cliff while Batman read a poem.
Yeah, they didn't say that.
Yeah.
This is a bad synopsis.
Wow, that synopsis was almost longer than the episode.
Yeah. What did you think of this boy?
I thought this boy was good. He was a good boy.
It was pretty good.
Max. Maxwell.
He's like, oh, a good
my
boy?
good boy?
I'm here. He thought it was
Wow.
good. Yeah.
My thought train thoughts. My brain.
Train thoughts.
My brain thoughts.
It's time for Train Thoughts.
No, it was a good episode. The writing was like, it was good. The art was good. The music was good.
I could have done without the two separate lines where Batman says, "Oh, you better do this thing or I'll," and there's too long of a pause. Like he's supposed to be being interrupted by something, but the line was read and then the next thing happened. Like that's a pet peeve of mine in any movie, is like ending a line like that where it's interrupted. It's like, just keep saying the thing and it'll be interrupted rather than like purposely stopping. I don't know.
Right.
Like the way, especially the way he said the second one where he's like heaven help me or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
it was
that
very
was
awkward.
the weirdest. Like, I can't remember the exact line either, but it was super awkward.
It's an example of like they couldn't say like God on the show, so no one can ever say like thank God or oh God or anything. It's always like my Lord or something like that. Like it's always very. Very like just barely not God. So that seemed to be one of those.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my heaven. Yeah.
Heaven help you. It might have been what he said.
Yeah, something like it's a good episode. I'm surprised that Kimmy wasn't watching it with us. She texted me like, "Hey, is this a good episode?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh.
And she wasn't here, but
I didn't know, or I would have
just been locked out of your house the whole time. Let me in. I want to watch Twyger.
There's probably actually wait. Let me check my phone because Oh,
what did she want to watch it?
I have such good friends. No.
Oh.
Sorry, this is unrelated. I went to check, and my friend Billy down in LA drew me a birthday card of myself as the Tin Man.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
What the heck?
Yeah, you have such talented friends. If only you had any talent, you know.
I'm the talentless one in the group who like.
You were born from a petri dish. Your father was a petri dish. You just came into existence. The rest of us had to work for our living.
We had to be born. What have you got? Wow. So I got completely off track.
Man.
Jamie, I can't focus. Oh my gosh.
It's okay. Was Kimmy wanting to watch the episode or not? Was what you were checking?
No. I was expecting to see a text from Kimmy being like, "Oh, hey, let me know if I can come out and watch the thing." You know,
we'll
I don't
just
want to
pretend we didn't watch it. We'll watch it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't a Sewer King level of, oh God, I hope I never watch this ever again.
I actually want to make her watch the Sewer King.
Yeah. Well, we did talk about just getting drunk and watching that again.
That's true.
Just to make do like a game out of it. Yeah.
You're coming over pretty soon, kid.
I am. I'm coming over. Come on over. Come on over, baby.
Drive to the east, then drive south for 2 hours.
Yeah, a little too much driving to do that, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tiger.
Yeah,
it's good. It's good.
It's good.
There must be the name of a trope for like rickety rope bridge and then the shot of the rope about to snap. That's just in everything ever. Like
that was stock footage.
Yeah, that was just from DuckTales or something. They just reused this. I'm sure it happened.
I think there might actually be a breaking rope bridge in the DuckTales intro.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, when he's like struggling to try to get up the thing. Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh my God.
I just randomly pulled that. Yeah.
Oh my
That's
heavens.
Good. Oh my heaven. We should just start saying that at any time. Heaven, damn it.
We're bringing it into our lives. What do we talk about on this show? Listener, write in. I'm kind of lost at the moment.
Let's talk about the cast, baby.
Tell me about the cast, baby.
Who do you think voiced Batman in this episode?
Kevin
Ephraim's Jim. What?
Kevin Zimbalist Jr.
There you go.
Kevin Conroy's Batman.
Yes.
Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred. Dick Grayson as...
Nope. Dick Grayson as Dick Grayson. Adrienne Barbeau as Catwoman.
Okay, wouldn't have got that.
Jim Cummings as Tigress.
Certainly wouldn't have got that one.
We've had him in a previous episode as something.
Some lady?
No. He's known for like Pete and Goofy stuff. He's the
Okay.
laughing hyena in The Lion King.
Okay.
he's a bunch of. He's like everything. He's in DuckTales for sure. I think he was also the voice of Garth the Ape Man and the security guard at the zoo. I think he was a lot of voices.
Hey, I just
in this
work
episode.
here.
Yeah, I like the nice tiger at the start. The zookeeper just falls into the tiger enclosure. And then it just Star Wars sideways wipes to the next scene, and you don't get to see what happens. And then I was like, okay, I guess we just presume that guy died. But then it cuts back to like police being like, "Oh, are you fine? Are you okay?" And he's, "Yeah, I just almost died." How did you get out? How did you not die? How did they not show up and you were maimed? I don't know.
They just got the blanket on him, which is a weird. Also,
Yeah.
that's a weird stereotype of like,
Yeah.
oh, you okay? You were almost killed by a tiger. Here's a blanket.
Blanket. Are you cold also? In addition to the trauma?
It's summertime. Everybody's wearing t-shirts, but here's a blanket.
Yeah. He had like the short sleeve zookeeper shirt on.
Yeah. But here's a blanket.
We got Joseph Mayer as Dr. Dorian.
Blanket delivery.
Dr. Dorian from Scrubs.
Oh, I thought he was a blanket delivery man.
Oh no, sorry. That guy was off screen. That's a deleted scene. This guy played White House decorator in Mars Attacks. He played. He was also in Sister Act as Bishop O'Hara. He plays Angel Bob in Alf, and bit parts
Shaking my head.
bit parts in all those '70s shows that I listed last time from
The chips
other
and police
people.
stuff.
Yeah, chips
Yeah.
and police stuff. And then we got Mark Singer as Langstrom, Kirk Langstrom, the man bat.
Okay.
And that's it. Those are all the voices.
Okay.
Did you like
good.
them?
I like the voices. They sounded like talking from people who speak English.
True. I think the animation in this episode was particularly good.
It was solid.
Yeah. There was never I think the only thing that stuck out to me as weird was at the end, Tigris is lifting heavy equipment over his head, and his chest is like 10 times larger because of perspective, and it was just a weird, awkward shot. And then something that Batman did early on. Oh, it was the reflection in the restaurant that was like 3/4 turn different from what it should have been or something.
There was also I think the very first scene, they had the decapitated flashlight beam. Where the flashlight was on, there was a circle on the ground, but nothing connecting them.
No beams.
Which is like,
you got to get those beams, baby.
Beams, baby.
I dream of beams.
There was also, but in the plus category, because we're not just negative here.
No.
We talk about good things sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Oh God, I had another burp. I'm so sometimes. Whoop, whoop.
The continuity, they were really on the
Yeah.
continuity. Like Batman got scratched, we saw his skin, and that scratch was there
The rest
in
of the episode,
totalitarian.
Unlike the Clock King episode where he slashes him across the chest, he has gray pajamas on underneath, and then that
Yes.
slash it disappears the next shot.
It's his wetsuit.
Yeah, my Batman suit under my Batman suit.
It's made out of those like healing mats that you like cut stuff with an X-Acto on.
Yeah. That's why I didn't get all the way through the skin.
Yeah.
He was bleeding profusely underneath the pajamas. They couldn't show that on kids and Fox adults.
Not on Fox
But
adults.
the,
That changes things drastically for me.
I
as
know.
Well.
What?
Well,
Just
I mean,
it
like,
being on Fox adults.
yes.
Oh, just the viewpoint of the show, like not being on a children time slot or something.
Yeah, they're like, we got to show recycling and we can't show blood.
Right.
It's like you're going up against like Home Improvement or whatever it was.
Yeah, in Living Color.
In Living Color, like
Same thing.
Come on, heavens! You can't say God.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I
Anyway.
mean, I guess it's just intended for the children's time slot, but then they're like, no, this is big. We gotta show off the tigress. You know.
Tigress.
I wish there had been a little more development between Tigress and Catwoman. Tigress is just kind of weirdly, oh shit, damn Catwoman.
Yeah.
Like suddenly and kind of just like,
Love
I don't know. It
interest.
felt a little forced, but I get that that's, I guess, his reason for being like, don't shoot her with a shotgun, not my real dad. And
I mean,
I
we
don't
all need a good plot device every once in a while.
we sure do. Yeah. Yeah, it took me until this viewing of this episode to realize why Catwoman has like gold fur. It's because she's blonde.
Amazing.
For some reason, I've spent 30 years going, I guess this is just a yellow cat for some reason.
30 years.
Yeah.
You were a 0-year-old going, man, that whole gold hair, blonde
My
fur
parents
thing.
sat me down and made me watch Twyger as a newborn. They said, pay attention to the color of her fur. You'll understand when you're older. When you're much, much older with your much, 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 much older friend doing a podcast. Then it'll click finally, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm a fucking moron."
That's
heaven.
what I'm thinking.
Oh, heaven! This is so bad.
I also I had the thought. I was just kind of giggling at like the episode being Tyger or Twyger.
Yeah, that's good. Just barely change. Just add a W in there, or don't change it at all. It's pronounced Twyger the second time. No, I'll put the W.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I did really like the animation. There were a couple of things when like lightning flashed the castle and like the entire. It's like a different painting for the lightning flash, so the entire castle kind of like shifts and warps a little bit, but that's just such a picky thing compared to just technology of like now you would just have it on a different layer and keep most of the stuff or whatever. But so
I think they did good, and like we both like commented on the Twyger's like air scratching, like air mist scratching Batman, and there was all these like ampersands and sparkles in the background or whatever.
Yeah. You know about smears in animation? I had to explain to you some other animation thing recently. I can't remember what it was.
Cell painting.
Yeah, the painting on the back thing.
Yeah.
Are you aware of smears? It's the motion blur of animation.
No.
You just draw like a smudgy, like if an eyeball is moving from here to there really fast, the in-between frame is going to be like a really elongated oval instead of a circle. So like
a comic book?
Kinda, I guess. I mean, in a comic book, you probably just put a bunch of lines to indicate speed, but the animation thing, where he's swiping and like for a couple frames, his hand is just a big gray block, like smear with a bunch of lines coming off of it. They're just like, oh fuck, we both noticed that as like, good job, Dong Yang layout by Spectrum.
Sunrise.
Yeah. But rather than, I feel like that's just like very basic animation techniques that ACOM just doesn't know how to do or something. I don't know.
I don't know either.
We'll never understand. There's some listener is a poor, lonely former ACOM employee that's been listening to every episode of this and just crying every time. I'm sorry if that's you.
I mean,
please call in and explain what the hell was going on.
I think the reality to that, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I had a friend recently, like I can't remember what sparked it, but it was like, oh, do you play any instruments? And it was like, looking at the wall behind me, it's like, oh yeah, well, like I play guitar and bass and mandolin and a bit of like keyboards, and I used to play drums, and like you just kind of like go through the list of like all these things that you've played, and then she was asking like, oh, well, you used to be in a band? Like, oh yeah, I was in a band, and I did this, and I was in this band, and I did that, and it was like, oh, do you have any recorded material? Like, oh yeah, we got this, this album released at this time, and blah blah blah, and she's like, oh, well, can I listen to it? And it was like, no. No,
please God,
no, because like there's and the whole like meaning of this rant that I'm gonna wrap up now was like there's the stuff that you did that you were proud of, and for me that was like at least 40 years ago.
Right, yeah.
And like at the time I was like, yes, this is me, this is who I am, this is what my music sounds like, and it's great. And then now I'm just like, oh no, that's not me anymore. Like that's not what I sound like. I don't really stand by. I mean, not to say I don't stand by that. It's like it was what it was at the time. But if I was to write, metal songs like that now, it would be a completely different approach to it. And so I imagine that somebody at ACOM, if they were listening to this, I imagine they might have been proud at the time. They've been proud at the time, and I think there's a good chance they'd look back and go, "Yeah, man, we've changed a lot." I've changed a lot.
I wonder what they're doing now, if they even exist. Let's look it up.
Oh, look it up. I'll give you some theme music while you're looking it up.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to unplugged bass. What do you think?
Yeah, Wikipedia says ACOM Production Ltd. South Korean animation studio that has provided much work since its conception in 1985. Biggest claim to fame is more than 200 episodes of The Simpsons, a total of which continues to increase. Studio also produced a portion of overseas animation for The Simpsons movie. Other well-known series that ACOM has been involved in include X-Men, The Tick, Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, Batman the Animated Series, Transformers, the first 11 seasons of Arthur. That makes more sense.
Wow.
And 6 of the Land Before Time films.
What's their most recent work? Search.
Filter by.
Jamie.
Earliest ACOM credit is on Muppet Babies, 1984. Most recent, oh my God, it's showing me 1 through 50 of 1,569 entries. How do I do this? Okay. Click it again. Yes. 2021, The Simpsons in Plusiversary. That was a Disney Plus Simpsons thing. Simpsons. This is a wall of Simpsons through the last. So maybe they've gotten better, I guess, if they're doing modern day Simpsons, which is all pretty decent looking. I mean, it's not as artistic. Yeah, it's not artistically as interesting as older Simpsons, but it's at least I don't look at it and go, that looks like ACOM did this. Then the first several pages are just Simpson. So I guess that's just their bag right now.
Sweet. Good
and
for
whatever
them.
Teen Days is some sort of French cartoon.
Teen Titans?
Monster? No. Anyway, this is completely unrelated to the episode. Big Trivs. Garth's mouth is completely closed when he says, "Don't trust her, Doc."
Nice.
I think when she's trying to run away. I'd noticed this as it happened, but it's such a far away. He's so far in the background, it's almost like I don't think that's a mistake. I think that's a choice.
Yeah.
There are several obvious parallels with the classic science fiction novel, The Island of Dr. Moreau.
You called that.
1896 science fiction novel by English author H.G. Wells. The text of the novel is the narration of Edward Prendick, who is a shipwrecked man rescued by a passing boat. He is left on the island home of Dr. Moreau, a mad scientist who creates human-like hybrid beings from animals via vivisection. The novel deals with a number of philosophical themes, including pain and cruelty, moral responsibility, human identity, and human interference with nature. Wells described it as an exercise in youthful blasphemy.
If you had to be, surgically attached to part of an animal, what would you choose, and what part of you would you sacrifice?
I don't know, man. What's your answer? I'd be a man bat, honestly,
Yeah, I'd probably want to be a James man.
Yeah, I'm the animal or the man?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. While primarily based on Dr. Moreau, Dr. Emil Dorian bears a striking resemblance to Dr. Pretorius from The Bride of Frankenstein, 1935, and has a very similar role. I looked him up. He does look like that guy.
Okay.
Believe me. Okay?
I believe you. Okay.
The episode's title refers to the first stanza of William Blake's famous poem, The Tyger, quoted by both Dr. Dorian and Batman. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forest of the night. What immortal hand or I could frame the fearful cemetery. Tiger, tiger, burning bright. Kirk Langstrom's line, "He likes cats better than people," is incredibly similar to what he said about his father-in-law, Dr. March, in On Leather Wings. I think he likes bats better than people.
Oh. Callback.
And lastly, in the 2015 video game Batman Arkham Knight, there are posters of a film titled Dr. Dorian's Island of Mutants. These depict a silhouette of a feline-looking creature atop a mountain, much like the last shot of the episode.
If you tell me the font on that poster is Papyrus, I'm going to reach through the screen.
Let's find out. Batman Arkham Knight, Arkham Knight, Dr. Dorian. I'll just see if that works. I keep thinking of JD from Scrubs. No, it is not Papyrus at all.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, whew. That's it for Tribs. What'd you think?
Of the Tribs?
Of the Tribs, yeah.
I think you can do better.
Yeah. I almost did. I almost like combed through them. Like, oh, we decided last time that to take out ones that are bad, and I was like, Garth's mouth is completely closed when he says, "Don't trust her, Doc." I should take that out, and then realize there's only 4 other ones, and I'm like, I'll keep it. Why not?
Well, we did have a suggestion about what we could do if Triv was a little bit light.
I forgot what it was.
It's from my buddy Brad, who said that we
make
could
up trivia. Right?
Yeah, we could like take.
Did you say this on the podcast, or you just say it to me? I think you just sent me a text. So explain it for real.
Yeah. The idea was to, if trivia is light, we could just, flex our creative muscles and, say like, oh, well, that, I'm trying to think of some examples from this episode.
The blanket man, blanket bringing man.
Yeah. Like we could like make up some trivia that's like completely not provable at all or disprovable at all about like, oh yeah, well, it was like,
Jim Cummings recorded audio for Blanket Man, Blanket hyphen Man, but it was cut from the episode when the studio decided that blankets were not PC and it was not okay for Fox adults.
What if we do that? We do like big trivs and fake trivs.
Fake trivs. Yeah, we just take turns.
Yeah, I like that. We'd have to like, I think, pause recording and like, because I mean, you could prepare for it. I would have to like
the title of the episode is in reference to how Tiger are our wonderful things. My little known fact there. Yeah.
I like that idea actually. I hadn't thought since I got the text. I hadn't really thought about what that would look like, but now sitting here, I'm like, actually, that could work. That could work. I do
get to be the only one that preps for that because you have no idea what the episode's going to be until we watch it.
We'll just have to take like coming back maybe before we press record. We'll give ourselves like maybe a literal 2 minutes.
Think about your
fake
trivs.
Fake trivs. Maybe we can try that next time if you fancy. We'll be in person.
We have big trivs and little trivs. Should the fake ones just be called like
not trivs?
No,
not a triv.
Silicon trivs.
Silicon?
Yeah, we got like D-cup trivs for big trivs.
No.
Bulbs!
Why did your brain go
Bulbs! All right. Do we put this on the top 10?
No.
It's good, but it's not top 10 good.
No. It might be top 20 good.
Yeah, so far. We've watched 30 episodes. I'd say 10 of them were shittier and not good enough. Well, we have our bottom 9 right now. So yeah, there's got to be at least one more we could add to that. That's not.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't go on the bottom 7 either. No. Batman's usefulness is pretty damn useful.
Batman's pretty damn useful.
Yeah.
He made the discovery with the help of the man Bat, Joseph Gordon-Levitt. What was his name?
Dr. Kirk Langstrom.
That's the one.
Yeah, same thing.
That was a triv. Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually read for this part first, but he didn't get it because he was like,
7
at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say he did the good. He like didn't kill anybody, which is miraculous because the cat man like just fell through down the 1,000-foot cliff at a clip.
Like Batman slams his chest into the tree branch, and we both went like, "Oh!" And then Tigress just falls through the leaves like they're literally nothing.
Yeah,
and falls all the way to his presumed death, and then he's just immediately back in the forest.
Yeah. So he's falling at like, what's terminal velocity again for like a person who's like 120 or whatever?
Tigresses and humans fall at the same rate.
Yeah. And he's just back. Anyway, I'd say Batman did it. He did really good in this episode.
Yeah.
I give him 7 out of 10 miraculously unharmed security guards at the zoo.
Okay. I'll give him 8 out of 10 completely pointless gorilla henchmen who just get get kicked once by Batman and he's out. Like he's like,
beat up the whole episode. Like the only thing he like managed to do is like bring in Selena Kyle.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess his purpose was just to be an example of, hey, I tried to do shit with people, and this is as good as I got, but now I can do it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, his whole thing is just being like an
oaf.
A useless henchman that, don't worry.
I stand with Harambe.
Yeah, stand with Garth the Ape Man. His dick's out for Garth.
That never would have had any traction if that girl's name was Garth.
Yeah.
Dude, like, dick's out for Garth. No, poor Garth, I guess.
Yeah, Garth Brooks jokes would have been flying everywhere.
Maybe. How about some mail, Jamie?
Okay, let's do it. Wait, books or hip hop?
For the books or hip hopometer.
Mail time.
It's kind of in the middle there.
It's a mid.
Yeah.
It's hip hooks.
That yop had one small extra yop put it over.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail. Yeah. I got to mix it up every time now. I've set the precedence. I don't want to do that. I just want to sing it sometimes, you know?
I like presents. What?
Happy birthday. Let's see. We got some. I'll go through the photo album first. First, I wanted to correct myself on last Yoppie Mail. We played the voice message from Scotty Cameron.
Yeah.
Who, in their Badman style voice, said, "It's pronounced Brodrickles." And then I read their comment on YouTube and said Brodrickles. And he told me what it was. So I would like to set the record straight. Your name is Brodrickles.
Got it.
I think we got it. Okay.
Cool.
My friend Dominic from adjacent Big Bus, Oregon, I think is what we said last time, wrote in again, just a message to me on Snapchat that I continue to tell him will also be appearing in the mail section of the podcast. It says, dude, I have to give you more props. When I've been feeling down lately, I've been listening to your podcast. It has been helping me a lot. I just finished part 2, Feet of Clay. It's been taking me longer because I'm watching each episode first before the podcast. Like a good boy. Yeah. That's the correct way to do it. Everyone that is not doing that, stop listening for the rest of the podcast.
You're doing wrong. No.
Oh, God, please don't do that. Please listen forever. Jesus Christ.
You mean heaven?
And then, yeah. Oh, heavens. The last image that I have, Maddie suggested that I show to you and ask if you consider this books or hip hop.
I mean, that's it's of a book, but it looks very hip hop.
That's a good point. It's both.
Yeah.
I hadn't even considered the book aspect. I'm showing him this image of, it's a recently released variant cover for the new Batman Superman World's Finest comic, and it's just Supergirl and Batgirl in pretty DCAU design looking looks, but they're in like 90s hip hop clothing, like a groupie kind of clothing, and Batgirl's got a boombox. And it's just very cringy and weird and hypersexualized for no reason. Like these teenagers that are just on this thing. And then also we realized after the fact that this is like a rip of the design from a cover of the Batman the Animated Series tie-in comic. So it's even more just like, why did you do this? This is a very strange concept.
Don't question my art, Jamie.
Oh, sorry. It's yours, huh? You got some splaining to do. But yeah, it is books and hip-hop. It is both. Scotty Cameron wrote in. Oh, no. I will read this after the YouTube comments because it refers to a comment that they made. So never mind, okay? Leave me alone. We have some voice messages.
Bring them.
Okay, but I got to plug. I'm going to plug in the phone now. So be prepared for some bad crackles and pops and stuff. You know, like the cereal. because there is I've noticed the last couple episodes I've had my phone plugged in the whole time, ready to play these, and there's just been a very, very, very quiet, like doubling echo of both of our voices.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
I don't
that's
know
what
what
that is.
I don't know why. It's almost like my phone speaker is
It's
picking
almost
up.
like your phone has a microphone in it.
on it. Holy shit. Anyway, I don't know why it decides like, yep, a good thing to do would be for me to record through your phone. That's why you wanted this here. But very, very quiet.
It's because
Anyway, we got
feds.
the Dylan Pollock.
Brames, Jine. It's time for the Thoughts of the Week from Dylan Pollock. This episode is Tyger, or Winnie the Pooh abducts Catwoman. So first, shout out to Jim Cummings, who was Garth the Ape Man, the security guard at the beginning, and Tigress, and I just realized has 571 credits on IMDb. But I was just thinking of him as Shocker from Spider-Man the Animated Series. I don't know if I'm the only one. So this episode exhibits another villain cliche that I love. Tigress is free-falling, deciding that rather than ensure his landing somewhere safe or grabbing something, that he's just going to attempt to, again, attack Batman. So Batman just slides out of the way and he just keeps falling. So it's a thing that often works out for the villains. Oh, wait, no, actually it never does. So another thing, when Batman first arrives, there's a cat bird, and like the pterodactyls in Jurassic Park, I'm just thinking, what keeps them on the island? But also, if you were going to have a pet that was a mix of a cat and something else, what genetic monstrosity would you have?
That's better than your question, Brick.
I'd still say a me James combo.
And the cat.
And a cat. Me plus James plus cat.
I'll do a cat dog. I think that would turn out
Cat
pretty
dog.
cool. And then I could have like one episode where he goes inside his own, he comes out his own mouth.
dog.
Yeah.
An Ouroboros, sort of?
Yeah. There's also a second 9-second Dylan Pollock message.
Oh, bring it.
Hey, also, you guys going to do a separate podcast episode about the Batman, or just the Batman the Animated Series? Just want to know, just curious, just a little curiosity.
Well, Brick hasn't actually seen the movie yet, like you said you were going to.
Brick was supposed to see the movie, but
Batman.
then darkroom stuff happened, and
That-
I had other responsibilities, and I couldn't see the movie with everyone.
I'd say we could see it this weekend when I come to you, but I'll be barely there enough time to do most things. So
Yeah, fair.
who knows? I don't think we'll be doing a separate bonus episode for that. It would have been better fit for the other podcasts that we're still trying to start. But yeah, this is for the DCAU, okay?
Oh, okay.
And it'll always be for that, and we'll never ever do
fine.
another thing, except maybe we will at some point. But
Huh.
and Brian didn't see it yet, so
Yep.
that's the answer. This one's from Cooney Phoenix.
So the first couple times I did this, the thing would cut off or I would trip over my words too much. So if those other attempts went through, I'm going to go sit in my corner and die of shame. But if they didn't, hi.
Hi.
I just want to say that I'm not somebody who usually listens to podcasts, but your podcast is kind of an exception because it's so much fun. So like, I listen to it, I'm drawing. I love to just listen to it. So thank you for your work. I'm a big fan of the DCAU, so it's really cool to have a podcast about it. Anyways, since you guys just watched Tyger, I always find it really amusing that the police, like, there's that one moment where they're like, no sir, this is police business, go away. But then Bruce is just walking around like 5 seconds later. And he finds this tranquilizer thing that was lying in the open that the police somehow didn't see. So I just find that funny. Anyways, have a wonderful day or evening. Thank you, and goodbye.
Thank you. That was very heart good. Heart feel good. Heart feel good, Brian.
I know that we both just kind of.
Yeah, I am Garth the Ape Man.
I was noticing that we both just kind of went silent because I was like, "This is the super sweetest, like most sincere."
Yeah.
And we were we're sifting through hours of Dylan Pollock stuff, you know.
know.
And we just get some of my. That's who. I'm sorry. Who was that from?
Cooney Phoenix.
Kunai. Kunai.
Kunai.
Kunai Phoenix.
That
Thank
makes
you.
me think of the
I just,
Pokeball video.
So what?
That just makes me think of the Pokeball video where everyone's going, Kenny, and there's one line from Will going, Kunai in the background. Look up all caps dude gets stuck in Pokeball gone sexual or something like that. It's a video we did that Brian is in a few years ago. It's really good. I show it off as like a recent good video. Anyway, yeah.
That was the thing that really like stuck out to me was like listening while you're doing your art and like thanked us for ours, and that is just I don't know, that really means a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was very nice. Thank you. I will say there are also 4 other podcasts that come to mind where they talk about the DCAU. If you are looking for podcasts about the DCAU, there's the Batman the Animated Podcast, which is a guy in LA who has crazy connections to a lot of people that worked on the show, and so he will have on directors and writers and executive producers and storyboard artists and all sorts of stuff talking about their experiences on TAS and related shows.
Man, we need to get ourselves one of those.
Nah. That's always fun. And then there is Tim Talk and the DCAU Review, which are both on the Podtower channel as well. They've been doing the same thing as us basically, but they've all seen the shows, so their gimmick is different. But they're just going through all the DCAU. Tim Talk went in production order, and DCAU Review just kind of skips around based on whatever they want to talk about at any given time. And then the fourth one is called Superman the Animated Podcast. They review all the Superman the Animated Series episodes and other like related content. So go check all of those out, I would say, if you're looking for stuff. But I also appreciate that we are just wild and crazy guys.
Couple of wild and crazy guys.
What are you drawing right now?
Ooh, yeah.
I want to know.
I want to see.
I want to know what you're drawing. Tell me what's on your paper. Pure energy. Okay, that's the end of the voice messages. Shall we skip on over to the YouTube comments? I will say there is a 5-minute new episode of Yoppie Dudes on the Podtower database. I'm not going to play it here because it's very long. But it is actually probably my favorite of the 5 so far. I don't know if you listened to it or not.
I've been very busy.
Okay. They do riff off of the prison and the house attack and whatever. So they're not. Well, I'll just be real, listener. We were talking about like, man, Podtower, they're not really playing into the joke. They're just continuing the whole like, oh, they stole from our thing. I mean, that really happened, but just pretend a fictional oh God.
How are you going to dig yourself out of this, Jamie?
I don't know. They actually like went with this thing like we wanted them to do. They got attacked by our agents that stormed
like we wanted.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is go listen to the new Podtower database episode. Keep up on the Podtower lore so I don't have to do it for you, okay? This is comments on the Podtower upload of episode 29, The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne, or Saggy Back Brain. Go subscribe to the Podtower, youtube.com/thepodtower, and leave comments, and we'll read them.
Yeah.
This is from Kimicus Caticus. This is Kimmy, your roommate.
This is Kimmy.
Is Tyger Jamie's origin story? If so, what is Bricks? I don't know how to answer this.
Is Tyger?
That makes me. I don't think she's watched it, so this is just riffing on the origin story running gag. I think this is if it's my origin story, then I am Tigress. So you can be Man-Bat, your favorite character. Tip Tapricot says, the strange secret of Bruce Wayne was always an episode I remember being enjoyable. However, for Tiger, it was the opposite. I remembered it being really bad, but it was okay on a rewatch. I thought it was weird that the animators obviously didn't want to go full nude-like cat person form, a la the live-action Cats movie, but also didn't want to have obvious clothing, so there ended up just being the weird suggestion of leotard marks every now and then. I did notice that just leotard of hair. Yeah.
I'm right there. I'm right there with the both of you, actually. That's it was kind of a straight, and also the the positions were kind of weird.
Yeah,
like,
bending over right in front of the camera several times. Yeah, if she hadn't have been a cat person, especially, that would have just been like, oh, okay, just an ass shot here, I guess. I don't know what we're doing. Although it is a Bruce Timm cartoon. The tension also seemed to be oddly placed, with high tension moments having no musical score and feeling weirdly non-impactful. It was pretty okay other than that for me, but oh boy, I'm looking forward to what you guys say. We had pretty good things to say.
Yeah.
That's the answer. So Scotty Cameron here in the comments says, Hugo Strange's device reminds me of the device Egghead built in the 60s Batman show to read people's minds so he can learn who Batman is. It's pretty pointless because Egghead deduced that Bruce Wayne is Batman before he forces Bruce into his machine to prove his theory that Bruce is Batman. When Bruce is in Egghead's machine, he blocks thoughts of Batman, so Egghead is fooled into not believing Bruce is Batman. Now I kind of wish Egghead was in TAS. I've seen some concept art of what a DCAU Egghead would look like, or maybe that's fan art? See email. I'll show you in a second. The Robin reveal was definitely not Hello Zepp worthy. It's the Saw theme song. Yes, Broderickles. I was doing a Batman voice, not Jigsaw. That'll be an impression for another day. When I heard the idea of Dylan using accents to leave voicemails under sock puppet accounts, I jumped on that opportunity. Don't worry, I won't abuse the idea to the point where it becomes stale or beat the sock puppet joke to the point where it's a dead horse. Also, that Dylan Pollock Batdom account might be Batgirl Fangirl, Scarface Nate, Maddie, or even Scott Steele. We may never know who runs that Instagram account, but to quote Randy Meeks, everyone's a suspect. Tyger, Brick was right to think of Cat in the Claw, but wrong to think of Red Claw. He will see soon enough. Stay Yoppie. Yeah, of the two possible, you picked the claw out of Cat in the Claw. It was actually the cat.
Shit.
Yeah, so he was so close.
I mean, I'll take it. It's a failing grade, but still, I feel like I did my best.
So Scotty Cameron emailed some Egghead art to me. And I do know two of these, of the three. I'll just show you just some brief. It's just like a Tim. Oh my God, it's so bright for you. Just like a Tim style 60s Egghead thing. Anyway, This is the big bald guy in a white suit. The top one, I'm pretty sure, is by what is his name? He used to go by Dr. Arkham on the Super Buddies message boards, and he did a bunch of characters from live action stuff in DCAU style. I'm pretty sure that's his. And then the third and final, this is just, nobody cares. This is just clarification for Scotty Cameron. The third and final one is definitely, it's from the unused Batman villains database, which is a fan site full of fan art of like, oh, these characters never appeared on Batman. I wish they had. Maybe they would have looked like this kind of a deal. I don't know what the second one is, but it's the Riddler model sheet as a base. So I would say it's also fan art. So none of them are real. Scotty Steele. M. Drew 1 says, regarding Batman's handling of battle damage, both he and Superman are treated as RPG characters in the DCAU. Each week they grind a bit by pounding a few thugs, then have a big boss battle, usually completing a quest of some kind as well for a nice XP boost. So as time goes on, they level up, increase skills and HP. So by the time we hit the JLU years, Batman can absorb many times the damage without significant impact on his combat effectiveness.
Wow, that's a really interesting theory, actually. I like that.
Yeah, they're all video games. This is all a big D&D match.
I can't wait for Endgame Batman. I hear he's badass.
Yeah. Charles Motosierra, will you guys do reviews for the DCAU games in this podcast? Just curious. I have considered it because most of the DCAU video games have like really cinematic cutscenes that like you could combine into like an episode or a movie kind of a deal. Okay. The only one I know we're definitely covering is the Adventures of Batman and Robin Sega CD game, which the cutscenes are all animated by, I want to say it's Spectrum. It's not ACOM. I fucking know that. Okay, but when you combine those cutscenes, it's like the lost episode of the animated series, what everyone refers to it as. So. We will be watching that. I don't know if we're going to watch Batman Vengeance cutscenes or Batman Rise of Sinzu cutscenes, but I'll think about it. That's a while before we get to that, so
I'll think about it, but I have no say.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Etienne Perizat. I'm sorry. I have no idea how to say that. 2437. This is a time code. I don't know if this was kind of the point of the joke, but technically her last name doesn't mean shoe. Shoe translates as zapato, not zapata. There is no feminine shoe in Spanish, but you definitely made me laugh. I'm sorry. And this reminded me, oh yeah, this is a spoiler for The Batman, so I won't say it. But yeah, sorry. It's a girl shoe, okay? She's a girl. She's got girl shoes. Maddie Washburn. Oh, another trivs that totally isn't on the DCAU wiki, where I assume you're grabbing the trivs from. I grabbed them from there and IMDb and my own brain. I've said this several times, Maddie. The original script for this episode included Strange and Joker going back to Wayne Manor to prove he was Batman. They went into detail on this during the Batman the Animated podcast, but I do not personally recall all the details. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't think I knew that. I haven't listened. I'll be frank. Brick.
Can I be Brian?
No, you're Brick.
Can I be Brodricles?
Brodricles. I haven't listened to every episode of Batman the Animated Podcast, but I should, because there's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, you haven't listened to jack shit. Matthew Volmer says, James's Strange impression kind of reminded me of Gru from Despicable Me. I think someone else said that too. Looks like I'm not the only one. Yeah. Also, I would love to know Batman's thought process for making a realistic Bruce Wayne mask and the stilts the perfect size for Dick to impersonate
I
him.
know. Oh my God. We did cover that, but dear heaven, why?
Kate Tastic, I feel like actually watching the episode of BTAS this time. I assume that the Strange part is referring to Doctor Strange of Marvel, who obviously had a crossover with Batman 40 years ago. Here are my thoughts live during the episode. Why is that bridge locked off? Is that oh God, there's a lot. I think no offense, Kate Tastic, I'm going to skip most of this episode. Why is that bridge locked off? Is that a thing bridges do in your country? What was a bridge locked off in Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne? Oh, the bridge that she's gonna die off of to get the tape. I don't know why it was locked off. Construction? I don't know. Did that lady just give up the ghost from climbing too hard? Robin can fly a jet. Isn't he like 9? Well, I guess birds do learn to fly quite young.
Yeah, baby ducks.
Damn, Hugo be having a blank Photoshop background on his screen. That's what I said during the episode. Yes. Thank you. I said, the Photoshop transparency, no, or something. Yeah. Oh my God, I just noticed how tiny Hugo's head is. How does he fit his brain in there? Why does the Joker have a phone? Does he pay his phone bills? Oh, Batman had a cell phone in Tyger. We didn't talk about that. He had like a very, very old 90s, like
a circa 1992, a circa October 30th, 1992.
Yeah, something
phone.
Around there, yeah. I'm no fire expert, but would a box of matches burn that bad? I mean, it would ignite whatever was in the warehouse, I guess, is what... I don't know. Maybe that's the matches warehouse. That's where they store all the matches in Gotham. This scene implies that sodium bentadol is a truth serum of some kind, if I heard Strange correctly. And as far as I can tell, it isn't a thing that exists, nor is any sort of benditol compound. The closest sounding thing I can find is sodium pentothal, which is the trademark name for sodium thiopental. So one would assume they wouldn't be saying that in a TV show. But wait for this, sodium thiopental has actually been used as a truth serum. So I assume that the voice actor was told to say sodium thiopental or sodium pentanol and just mispronounced it, which is fair. I could never pronounce chemical compounds right, and I went to school for it. An excerpt I found funny from the Wikipedia page on sodium thiopental is some psychiatrists who... it says some psychiatrists, as if like it needs a reference or need a citation for who said that, and instead of putting in like needs citation, someone just edited in who.
Awesome.
Has Joker canonically taken pilot lessons, or is he just winging it?
Hey.
I hope the latter. Leg extension braces, stilts, dick. They're called stilts. Leg extension braces, stilts, dick. Yeah. Episode review. I think that this episode was fine, I guess. I didn't notice the music existing in the episode, which I suppose is the purpose of background music. The animation felt a bit starchy. That's because it was ACOM. About Batman villains helping the trans community. I think Clayface may be sympathetic to the fact we struggle with being born into bodies and identities that are not our own. Poison Ivy is just a nice plant lesbian, but if a bit murderous sometimes. Getting some suggestions from my friends. Harley Quinn, an actual doctor, therapist, and queer woman. Harley Quinn has officially switched to hero, so I think I'd lean toward Poison Ivy since her time with Harley has made her less kill all humans and more occasionally try to turn them into plants or just kill the big business polluters, and I feel like she'd understand trans perspective to a degree. This comment was so big, I had to write it in a Google document. That's how it ends. Yeah. Damn it. Pillendolic says, Dylan Pollock is my favorite part of this podcast. He should be on more. And Aussie Dragoon replied, I'd say we should do it only if legendary YouTube commenter Dalek Pylon says it.
Everyone look out for a
congrats.
what was it?
Dalek Pylon.
Dalek Pylon. Everyone look forward to a comment from that account next episode. Or this episode.
Ashley Tutchin says, Ron Swanson takes offense to all your Tammy bashing. Very true. I'm sorry. Although, no, he should be on board the Tammy bashing, I think.
Yeah, Ron said, well, I mean...
He's had 2 Tammys, and they both sucked.
Yeah, but he's also obsessed with one of the Tammys.
That's true. If he's wearing his red shirt, Tammy's okay. Also, your hyphenated names should obviously be James and Brian Yop-Brick.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yopbrick. And maybe I don't know how to Australian correctly, but I have no idea what Brick is talking about with that saggy buck brain joke.
Siggy butt brain.
Siggy butt brain?
Siggy butt brain, as in like cigarette butt.
I kind of assumed that's what it was. Like, oh, you've just been smoking so long, you got that Siggy butt brain. Like, you can't talk, right?
It's a thing. It's a just go look it up on YouTube.
Okay. Serum Lake, 2 acts of besmirching me within the first 10 minutes. It was that I sent you the Underdwellers storyboards via Twitter, and my mother-in-law's name is Tammy. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Okay, if you sent us
Tammy's fine,
I
though.
believe you.
Tammy's fine.
Yeah,
it's
no,
Tammy,
it was Tammy
Tim I had
Tim.
a problem with.
Yes. I know this.
I'm sorry, listeners.
I don't think I was on the receiving end of the Underdwellers storyboards on Twitter. That might have been Maddie's. That's my bad. I'm sorry. But thank you for doing that. Cole's Corner. Oh, God, not Tyger. This is probably the weirdest episode in BTAS. I don't know about that. The Poison Ivy comic you were talking about, this is where she kills the corrupt cops in the forest. Comes from Ed Brubaker and Greg Rucka's comic series Gotham Central. Oh, okay. So it was a few years old, which was like a TV police procedural, but in Gotham and with Batman. It's a fantastic comic and one I highly recommend you to read. Yes, it's on my list actually because we referenced that several times in episodes or in videos on Watchtower Database, and it's the Renee Montoya comic essentially. So okay. It looks good. MJ Barrett. Okay, so hear me out. If Bruce Wayne were to reveal a big secret that wasn't I'm Batman, then wouldn't he want it to be a third nipple? Something to interrupt the rectangle pectorals? Wouldn't that later give Joel Schumacher more to work with when he introduces the bat nipples in Batman and Robin? They're introduced in Batman Forever. Okay. They're just not talked about as much.
Bat nipples?
We didn't go back and look for the third nipple. Yeah, the nipples on the bat suit in the live action Batman movies. Do you not know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God, there are nipples, aren't there? There's armored nipples.
It's just like human anatomy instead of just muscles. There's a bat dick is what I'm saying. Batgirl Fangirl. I love the Joker's answer phone message in this one. It still makes me laugh. I will echo Bradley's nice comments. Is this an earlier? Oh no, this is from the email. I remember. It's great to share this with you, good Yoppie people. So looking forward to Tyger. Thank you, Dylan, Scarloey 1, Brian, James, and listener. 5 stars and 5 cassette tape emojis. No stilts emoji. Sad face.
Aww. Still applaud the creativity.
Apple just added a ton of new emojis. There's like a troll emoji now, like a troll, like a with the stick, and he's got green skin and everything. And where's the stilts emoji? Is all I'm saying. Aussie Dragoon, in the next episode, it's unsettling how much like Selena looks like she belongs in Tom Hooper's Cats. Yeah, okay. But also between Yoppie favorites like Nostromos, Boss Biggest, and Sewer King, and others like A Woman, Red Claw, Josiah Wormwood, and now Emil Dorian, it's interesting just how many original characters do not steal that the BTAS production crew tried to throw in the early days, and yet we haven't gotten comic characters like the Riddler and Ra's al Ghul yet. And for all intents and purposes, Bruce Timm had to be dragged kicking and screaming into using Redacted later. This is actually, that's what's written there. Who didn't exist yet at this point. So his inclusion at least makes sense for the moment. It's fascinating. Exclusion. It's fascinating how many jobbers they had to throw at the wall to get characters like Harley Quinn and Redacted in the Hall of Redacted that people actually remember, and how so many people who claim this is the greatest cartoon of all time couldn't even name half the guys if you asked them. I mean, really, where's Evergreen Nostromos' raunchy HBO Max animated series? How did Matt Reeves sleep on Josiah Wormwood? Are you telling me James Gunn's The Suicide Squad couldn't have used a Sewer King? that would have been fucking great. He just died. His head explodes immediately. That would have been great.
Okay. That I would be so down for. Sewer King rolls up on the beach.
What do you do? Yeah, he has his crocodiles on the beach with him. And he just gets his fucking face blown off. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, man, I'd watch that all day.
So to close off this TED Talk, Pee Pee Poo Poo, Batman's origin story, and Earl Grey be basic, am I right? Thank you. Man, the listener really has to have been listening since episode 1 to get half the shit we say.
I know. We gotta I think every 25, maybe every 30 episodes, we need to okay, Yoppie dudes. We'll have the if you haven't caught up yet, this is where you find this information.
Yeah, let's go through all of the memes and explain them. Channel 99 Productions, great episode. The ending with Robin dressing up as Bruce always bothered me too. Dylan's Batman voice sounds like Donald Trump trying to do a Batman voice. That wasn't even Dylan. That was Scotty Cameron.
I mean,
they said they weren't Dylan. Yeah, they're all one
Dylan,
listener.
The listener.
Tyger is a freaking horrible episode, but I do enjoy the Dr. Pretorius homage. That was the Bride of Frankenstein thing I mentioned. I don't think it's freaking horrible. I can see.
Hey, everyone gets their opinion.
Yes. I was going to say, I can see why it's okay, Kimmy texted me, hey, Jamie, is this a good episode? Should I come watch this? And I told her yes, and she didn't show up. But I told her yes, but I was sort of unsure whether that was true. I had to really think about it because it was a lot of, it was I know the really bad episodes stick in my head. Oh, that's a horrible episode coming up. Yeah. I'm so sorry for Brian. This didn't pop out as that mentally, so I think it's a sign that I like it. But it's still kind of a weird sci-fi.
You like it enough not to hate it.
Yeah, there you go. It's just a weird sci-fi episode that kind of feels out of place with some of the other recent episodes. So I think it could rub people the wrong way, you know?
I know.
So I saw this comment come in and talked with Maddie about it a little bit. This is we had you had said, if you play Dark Side of the Moon with last podcast episode, right here it says, does this or whatever. Maddie says 43 seconds after Brian suggests syncing this podcast to Dark Side of the Moon, the album ends. The recommendation comes a split second after the final lyric. The music fades and voiceover states, "There's no dark side of the moon, really. Matter of fact, it's all dark," while a rhythmic thumping persists. Right as that ends, you hear mail time, and I think that's just beautiful.
Wait, is that?
Yeah,
did Maddie actually?
I discussed this with Maddie. I'm sorry, I'm going to reveal the secret, Maddie. They just calculated the album length to the length of the podcast episode, and then played the last couple seconds or whatever to see what's at the end. So technically, there's not. They haven't figured it. There might be other hidden gems throughout the album /podcast episode. I think we just have to play it and when I'm there, we'll figure it out.
Okay, I'm down.
Nick Sorensen says another one of the great BTAS episodes. This is Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne. Always enjoyed watching saggy Backbrain be held captive by Joker, Penguin, and the King of England. That's a Two-Face. You see the joke because he says, "If Bruce Wayne's Batman, I'm the King of England."
Yeah.
I've had some wishful thinking that the next episode would end up getting the title of "I Am the Tyger," because it would just be too perfect of a callback to the 10th episode for Nothing to Fear, or
which is that I am the Tiger, I believe in God.
I am the Tiger, I believe in God. Yeah,
I could vote for that as the subtitle.
No, I like Twyger.
Oh, do you?
With the explanation of why it's spelled like that.
Yeah, okay.
Dylan Pollock, third host without being here, and you'd like to keep it that way. To quote one of cinema's most well-written characters, Padme something, Star Wars, "You're breaking my heart." Kate Tastic says fourth. Thank you. Dylan Pollock also says first. Yeah, that's how you do it. Well, James, I guess you just got to evaluate what's more important, this podcast or your child. Seems easy to me. Also, I super agree with Bradley. I feel like nobody else I knew growing up or now this is the mailman, I think, was a big fan of these shows. So it's nice to listen to y'all. Yeah, I say y'all, big whoop, want to fight about it.
Y'all is
cool.
Great. Everyone should pick up y'all.
That was a lot of mail, Brian.
Man, we're holding on.
That was the mail.
It's getting late. I had lunch not that long ago.
I need to eat some more food as well. The next episode is called Dreams in Darkness.
Dreams to Dream. I've done this one already. I got to think of something else. Dreams in Darkness?
Yes.
Is there a Batman villain called the Dark?
Now, no. I sort of referenced this episode when I said that Kevin Conroy always says his favorite episode is Dreamscape, but that episode doesn't actually exist.
Yeah.
And I think he might be talking about this episode.
Okay. With that in mind, my prediction that this episode
Batman's
is going to be
origin
Kevin Conroy's favorite.
Oh, shit, yeah. All right. If you want to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of Cat in the Claw Part 2, email podcast@watchtowerdatabase.com or send in a voice message to anchor.fm/Bat-Wagon. New episodes of the podcast are released every Friday on the Podtower YouTube channel, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and your own mind. Just think of the episode.
Streaming this straight to your mind.
Straight to your brain. Just think of what happens. You're probably right. We do the same 5 jokes over and over again, and we talk about how Batman punched a guy. The end.
The end. And that's a good place to end the podcast. But, thank you.
But,
everyone, for listening.
Hairy blonde Catwoman butt? Is that what we're talking about?
Oh, yes, that.
And that's a good place to end the podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks,
See you
listener.
next week for Dreams in Darkness. Bye.
Bye.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night. What immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry?